I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night getting. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I'll get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it up, you got one life to pop. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a hand out, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it private brand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me.
Welcome to Unique Prepping. My name is Zach, and the reason why this channel exists is because I want to build a community of prepping, homesteading, freesteading like-minded people who want to learn, grow, and build a beautiful future together. My goal is wanting people to understand that no matter what life throws at you, physical limitations you have, or situation you may encounter, we all can unite and fight for our future generations to come. The reason why I'm so passionate about the future is because I was born into this world dead for 27 minutes, and I believe that when I was unconscious, God retrieved me back into heaven, replaced my abilities to walk and talk normally with the ability to have a powerful brain and heart to build a beautiful community, to hold the line and have a freedom that we, as God's children, deserve. Welcome to the channel, and let's learn together. Disclaimer. While this stream is intended for everyone, some views expressed by guests or in comments may not reflect that of the content creator or sponsors. With that said, we welcome your views as a vital part of this community. And now it's time for Unique Preppings Community Live Stream.
Hello all.
In the chat, how you doing?
Hello our beautiful prepping community and welcome to the 10th installment of Unique Preppings Community. On today's episode, we will be discussing dealing with mental health and the importance of it. I'm your producer, host and community member Unique Prepping, and with me are our community members Eddie from All Things Serious, Diva from Diva in the Dirt, and J3GS from J3GS Farms. In the description down below, I put their channel links. Please go subscribe to them so we can keep this beautiful community growing. Before we begin, how are you guys doing today?
Diva?
I am doing well. I'm always tired. That's just kind of like the ongoing thing. And it's my own fault. It has nothing to do with, how busy I am or whatever. I'm self-induced where I just do not go to sleep at a decent time. That's where I'm at. But other than that, great and happy to be here.
I think we all have that sleeping problem. But other than that, I'm doing fine. And it's hot outside.
Oh.
I agree with everybody. Tired.
Yeah.
But doing amazing. Yes. Insomnia is brutal. But
It is. Yeah. It's not warm. It's not warm here. I didn't see because I'm in Celsius. I'm in Canada. So I didn't see what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's not very warm here. It's about 18, so I think it's in the 60s, but we're dealing, I think there's a fire on the island here. And so in the middle of the night I woke up and it was like that's a lot of smoke coming in my house. So we're dealing with fires here. I'm in British Columbia, and I think there is a lot of fires in the main part of the land. I'm on the island here, Vancouver Island. Magnesium is often helpful. Yeah, if you take it.
Zach, if I could speak to the people on my chat,
That's
I want to welcome everybody in.
Thank you for joining me to discuss this important topic because all of us deal with mental health every day. Mental health is a vital aspect of our overall well-being that often goes overlooked in today's fast-paced world. It encompasses our emotional, psychological, and social well-being, affecting how we think, feel, and act in our daily lives. Addressing mental health is crucial because it impacts every facet of our existence, from personal relationships and work performance to physical health and quality of life. Despite its importance, many people struggle to prioritize their mental well-being or seek help when needed, often due to stigma or lack of understanding. By recognizing the significance of mental health and actively working to maintain it, we can lead more fulfilling lives and build resilience against life's challenges. With this, do you guys have anything to add before we start?
I'm in agreement to that. And, as I was thinking about some of the thoughts and questions that you kind of sent out to us, it was like, yeah, it's really hidden because, we don't know, the person sitting beside you is dealing with something that is traumatic. On the outside, they look totally fine. They might have their makeup and hair done, but yet inside they're screaming, and there's no way of knowing that.
I agree. And as Diva in the Dirt said, it's on the inside and you don't see it. You don't know the person's going through that problem. I'm speaking on the military section of life.
Ooh.
And it was, when I got out the military and everything, it was kind of difficult for me, even dealing with the family concerning my mental health. It was kind of rough, but through the grace of God and the
Mm-hmm.
people that loved me, I survived. It was hard, but it was survive.
That's why they. Yep, I totally agree.
We haven't
That's why they
gotten
say
deep.
don't judge a book by its cover.
We haven't gotten deep into it yet, but I can give you a few situations where my mental health was not the best that it could be. Uh, just I'll speak about me because we all have different aspects. So I'll speak about me. After retiring and all that stuff, we had a family reunion, and I had an uncle that likes to pick on people, and he was picking on my wife. And I know the way that I am, and I know how my temper is. And the only thing that saved me and saved my other uncle, because I went and told his brother, I'm going to shoot your brother. He said, no, you can't shoot my brother. You can't shoot my brother. And he didn't understand why I said it, but I know why I said it. Because at that time, I couldn't take stress and all that other stuff. And nobody knew it. Everybody thought I was happy and joyful and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody, I put it this way, nobody in the family understood me unless they was actually in the military.
Right.
And there's only one other brother that was in the military, but he was so far from me that, hey, I had to deal with it myself.
Right.
So
Yep.
it's, if you can't control it, I tell you straight off the bat, you got to trust God.
That's right.
If you don't trust God, you're going to lose it. You
Mhm.
have to trust God. You have to continually pray and ask God to lead and guide you. If you don't do that, you will be a cannon waiting to explode.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Wow. I
At
I got
least
I got emotional just listening to you because I've met you on this side of your life, and the peaceful, wise, calm, smart ass mouth man that you are, and to know that the difficulty of when you retired like that overwhelms me, and it's like, and then it just again puts me in awe of you, of what you have overcome in your life to actually be the person you are today. And I'm just grateful to know you, and grateful to know that about you, because it's like, yeah, I wouldn't even be able to fathom what you have experienced when you were in the military. I wouldn't even have a clue. But to know who you are today, and to see how who you are, it's just a beautiful thing. Mm.
I'm most definitely going to tell y'all my secret. You might laugh, but I'll tell you my secret, how I actually got along with all this later. I'll tell you how I actually survived this stuff. We know that God was in the midst, but I can tell you how I survived it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Sorry, I interrupted you. All things serious.
Hearing from veterans is because I talk about mental health and I talk about it from a civilian standpoint. And I haven't been able to find veterans to come up on my panel and talk about it from a veteran standpoint.
Ooh.
Because mental health amongst civilians is one way, but when you're a veteran and you see combat and stuff like that, that is totally different.
Yes,
A
it is.
different world. Okay. And,
Mm.
when we talk about PTSD and bipolar and all that type of depression, some of it's trauma, but the thing is I've never been able to understand it from a veteran aspect, and I've always wanted to. One day, hopefully Zach, you, Jags, and do a collab one day about, veterans, reaching out to them and let them know they're not alone.
Right.
So,
And
thank you for doing this, Zach. This is very important. It brings communities together. It lets people know that they're not the only ones going through stuff.
he's typing now.
Mhm. I don't know if I'm going to be able to
So
handle
here's what I
being on
want to
this
do.
panel.
When I ask the questions, let's start with the person on the bottom left and go counterclockwise, please. This will help us keep on track and on topic. Thank you. When I discuss the questions, I'll end my answers with you P out so it doesn't be awkward as I have to separate my answers if they're long. Also, for the chat, thank you for joining us for this topic. I appreciate and love each one of you. If any of you have questions for us, please let us know. If anyone wants to support this channel, please like this video and subscribe. This helps the channel keep growing. Or if you want to support this channel another way, please go to my link tree. It'll go towards helping the prepping journey keep going. Thank you, and let's get started.
Okay, so I know you guys probably got the same question. Communities reduce stigma surrounding mental health issues. I think the more we talk about it, the more we're vocal with each other can bring down the stigma, especially within the male community. Because a lot of us men don't talk about what we go through. Because if we do talk about depression or anxiety or PTSD, we're looked at as weak.
Right.
And Jags and me, we know we're not weak. We're not weak at all. Even though we're struggling with something, we are not weak. It's just that we're in touch with our emotions.
Right.
And just because we're in touch with our emotions doesn't make us weak. And I think getting more men to be open, and that's a struggle. That's hard. Because I talk to men every day and they're like, you know, they don't know how to communicate. They don't know who to go to, who to talk to. They don't want society looking at them as different. And I'm like, bro, I'm an example. I'm sharing my story with you. Share your story with somebody else, and let's break the cycle. Jags.
Okay. This is true. Even at one time when even though I was working, I was going to college. My desire was to start something to help veterans. At that time, land wasn't as much as it is now, and I wanted to buy at least about 5 or 10 acres, someplace for veterans that have that problem. I'll say military problems, so they can come out there, socialize, and help each other. And due to the fact that I had surgery on my foot and I retired at the same time, so I said, I guess I won't do it. Because when I first started, it was something I wanted to do, but after getting foot surgery and all this other stuff coming up, I said, I'll let it go. But I never let the thought go. And I'm thinking right now, by the grace of God, there's something happening in my community right now. And if it actually go through, I may be able to help the veterans the way I wanted to back then. It's going to take 2 or 3 years coming. And I'm hoping that it works out.
That's important.
That's cool.
Even men's groups help too, like camping. You know, a bunch of men getting together and go camping. Just keep it strictly about mental health.
Well,
and
that's one
our mind state and how to bring a better future.
Let me back up one with you, bro. true enough, men have a problem speaking out. Men do have a problem speaking out, but there's also ladies in the military too. And a lot of men don't know, but there's ladies that actually went through a lot. And it's not the combat portion that they had to go through all this crap. So I wouldn't stick it strictly to the men, because there's a lot of good women out there that had problems also.
Oh,
and
I
I would like
agree.
to put them out as well.
I agree.
I think.
So on my channel, I keep it universal.
Sorry, go ahead.
Diva.
No, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I'll bring it up later. It's part of another question.
Okay.
I was moving.
You're rushing through them. So one of the things that like I'm a super deep empath, and I co-created 5 more deep empaths, and so we really feel emotions. We really feel people's emotions. And one of the things that in the past for our family is that we really love to reach out to people, and we really love to be inclusive, and and do things where we give, we're not all just like, hey, receive. It's like we love to do things in kind, and to pass on things. And I think in the state of the world that we've come in, not even just talking about all the, but just the fact that you go, these headsets, when you're out and about in public, everybody is locked into a headset and their phone. Everybody is in this insular little thing, and it's like helping communities to go, okay, put down the phone, get rid of the earbuds, and actually start opening your eyes and looking around you. Because yes, you can have a facade of like you look well, but if you look deep enough, you can sense a person where you go, okay, that person's hurting. I need to make that, make a gesture. Like one of the things when I am walking, if I go out walking, and whether it's evening or morning, like I'm always saying, good morning or good evening to people. And it's amazing how shocked a person will be when I say, good morning. And they go, oh, good morning. And it's like, wow, we've lost the ability to make connection face to face with people. And I think that is an important aspect of when we are out in public, is making a point of, you matter to me, your being matters to me, and my being needs to matter to you. So that's kind of my take on how one of the ways that I function in life is I look for that person that might be silently screaming.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Ozband Holistic says, Zach, I might use this video as a group session at work if that's okay. That's cool. Right. And the Big Ugly just said, people are amazed when I hold a door open for them. Isn't that the truth? And all 5 of my kids, that is an ongoing thing. They will rush to the door, doesn't matter. And it's like, how old they are, but especially an elderly person, they will run up ahead to go, here, I need to get the door open so that you have the space to get through, and it's like, why did we lose that? Where have we lost it? Where we're just, I'm an island unto myself in amongst this world. It's just weird.
Well,
plus manners. A lot of us have lost our manners.
That has a lot to do with the parents. That has a lot to do with the parents. If you don't teach your children respect adults, you will grow up and my kids, even if they saw me fussing with you, they will still say yes, ma'am. And that's how I teach them. You're gonna say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and you ain't gonna talk back to no adult. If you got something to say, you talk to me or your mom, and if we consider it's right, we'll let you speak, or we'll say it ourselves. And, now my grandchildren, they're a different breed. They don't. Me, my wife, their dad, when they speak to us, they have to tell them yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, stuff like that. we were brought up that way,
Mhm.
but the children of 90 on, even some of the 80 on, they don't know about respect. They don't know what respect means. And some you have to beat it in, and some you have to drill it in.
But also on the other side of that, J3, um, is that there's people out there who go, like, I'm heading into my 60s, so I am in that age. But you got somebody then in their 40s, and someone goes, "Yes, ma'am." I've had people go, "Don't call me ma'am," and it's like, I'm sorry, that person
Yep,
is showing you
yep,
respect.
yep.
They are not thinking that you're old. They don't know your name. They don't know how to respond to you, and they want to respond in a way of going, I view you as, I want to show you kindness and authority, and it's like, again, it's like, why do people do that? You shoot yourself in the foot, and then you go, oh, all these kids, they don't have any manners. Well, I'm sorry, that person did try to show you manners, but you put them down for saying, you're treating me like I'm old. No, I don't care if you're 20 years old, and if someone comes and says, "Yes, ma'am," because they don't know your name, what are you going to say? "Yes, girl." You can't. So.
No, well, there's you have to teach folks, because I run into young ladies, 20, 30s and stuff, and I still call them ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can I help you, ma'am? Hold on just a second. I will speak to them respectfully. Some say thank you, and some just keep walking. And I just look at, I did my part, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. We're such a small drop of people, because I'm with you. Like my
mental
even
health
myself.
is good right now and everything, but when I do feel down, I think about my beautiful community here. I really don't have anything outside of family here, so I'm very grateful and thankful I have you guys.
I agree.
I
The
agree too.
the homesteading community that I've friends that I've met through doing videos, it's like you've got these lifelong friends that live far, different time zones, different whatever, and they are some of your dearest friends.
Well, I come to reality that there's a lot of people that are sisters and brothers now. As they say, another mother of a brother. Hey, we're brothers and sisters, but we got different mothers and different fathers. But
Right.
we socialize so much that I accept you as my brother and you as my sister, which is originally what we were supposed to have been doing from the beginning. So hey,
That's right. That's right. Or like Broke Farmer, he calls everybody his internet cousins.
internet cousin.
Internet cousin.
Question number 1. How can communities reduce stigma surrounding mental health issues?
Well, I kind of answered that with my last. I read the question and then answered it.
I think we answered that. Be on question 2.
That's right. Cool. Oh, gardening is the best therapy, from Easy Street with Jen. It is the best therapy, and it's also the best backbreaking and sweat inducing. So it's happy, but it also, you can take your frustrations out on it. It can, take the stuffing right out of you, where at the end of your day, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
Did he freeze?
Oh, he left.
Oh boy. He should be back.
I do it all the time on my own. Oh, here I go.
J3, you still there?
Oh, J3's frozen.
Oh boy.
Are we all getting kicked out?
Uh,
So far, you and I, and and now Zach's back. So,
uh,
Mhm.
this is such an important topic. Everybody,
Communities can
people
reduce
are saying
stigma
no,
surrounding
not to
mental
have
health
it.
issues through education and awareness campaigns. Public events featuring speakers with lived experience can humanize mental health struggles. Local leaders and influencers can openly discuss their own mental health challenges, normalizing these experiences. Schools can incorporate mental health literacy into their curricula, teaching students about common conditions and healthy coping strategies. Media outlets can be encouraged to portray mental health issues accurately and sensitively. Community centers and libraries can host workshops and provide resources on mental wellness.
Mhm.
Businesses can implement mental health-friendly policies and train managers to support employees.
Well, I think you answered the
I
question.
Healthcare
agree with you.
providers can integrate mental health screenings into routine care.
Right.
Faith organizations can address mental health from the pulpit and offer support groups. Law enforcement can receive training on crisis intervention and de-escalation techniques for mental health
Mhm.
emergencies.
Mhm.
By fostering
They
open
definitely need it.
dialogue and creating a supportive environment, communities can gradually shift attitudes and reduce the stigma associated with mental health issues. UP
Oh,
out.
yes. Yes. I totally agree with everything you just said, Zach.
Absolutely. You can't add
Wow.
it anymore.
Well,
But I guess
actually, he said what I had written down. So
I came in earlier before we went live, and I was the only one up here, and
Uh-huh.
I thought we were live, right? Because I saw chat in the comments, right? And I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention, and I'm going over the answers, and I'm answering each question.
Oh, that's hilarious.
okay.
I'm like, yeah. So I'm like prepared, and yeah.
But
Yeah.
like it's a good thing if the churches, the community, everybody take part in it, so that
Mhm.
they won't have this false stigma on people, because that stigma of I know we're talking about mental health, but stigma is a whole category, a lot of things, disability, mental health, and some of everything. It's I was looking at, it says it's stereotyping people,
Mhm.
because people are scared of me because I have a disability, or they're scared of me because what is that condition where you just jump out and say something? It's I
Oh,
forgot the term.
like Tourette's?
Yeah, Tourette's. You just bust out with something and folks get
Mhm.
scared.
Mhm.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
different things that due to the fact, because they don't know about the illnesses, folks get scared and will cross the street when they actually can help you. You're no harm to them. You
Mhm.
just, as far as they're concerned, you're a problem because they don't understand what's going on.
Mhm. Yeah. But how do you change that? We all as individuals, like, the four of us here, and I'm sure everybody on the panel, but we all have that already in us. But how does it reach farther? My son-in-law, well, my former son-in-law, in which he's still my son-in-law to me, he's still one of my kids. He's blind. Wasn't born blind, but being active in his life, like we just live normal life. Like, granted, I had to make sure that I didn't leave things out in the middle of the row, like in the, outside on the path. I don't just leave something that he can trip over or whatever. I'm conscious of that. But when he needed support of, like, it's like, hey mom, I'm going to a new building to do these tests. Could you take me? And so it's like, absolutely, to be a part of that. But it's like, that's my one, I'm in this one circle touching one person. But how do we, move it out into communities?
Well, that's one of the things too. You have to talk to people in the community, because there's there's programs. I'll say there's not enough program, but there is programs that people just don't know about. And because there's only that small window of people that actually it affect, the word about it never gets out. That's why it helps to have community activities. Where is it? In Savannah, they have it's a disability race that they have every year, and it's disabled people out running or in a wheelchair or whatever. It's a community thing where they open up your mind and you understand about certain problems, so you don't have to fear somebody or be scared because I have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But now that the folks know, okay, that person is moving like that, they have a problem. Let me watch a little bit. They may need my help, may not need my help. But the thing is not to not run away from it, but be there to help them in case you need it. That's why they should have more programs, even like the sports games and basketball and baseball and stuff that the handicap can do. There's a whole bunch that our communities, somebody need to just open up. Hey, we don't just have people, we have people that are disabled. And because they're disabled, we're not going to kick them out. They're still part of this human race. So therefore, we have to open up everybody's understanding. Hey, everybody got something to do. I done seen Zach do a little bit of his stuff. He works in the garden. He works in the garden. I done seen a couple of his video where he's packing stuff and doing all this other stuff. Hey, if somebody might feel sorry for him, say Zach can't do that. Zach can't do that. But I done seen Zach in the garden. So what that say right there? All he wanted somebody just to give him a chance. And that's what all people, if they're disabled or a problem, whatever, they want a chance. Let me prove that I can do what I'm trying to do.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
trust
very
me,
good.
with my unique ability, I have had people who took their babies away from me because they thought my cerebral palsy would spread to them.
Just
Did
ridiculous.
you tell them it's not contagious like that? Some people are just because they don't know, they figure everything will harm them or somebody they love just because they don't.
Now, I don't watch, I don't have regular television, and I think, well, I'm speaking for myself, but are they including a little bit more of disabled people into shows or people with some sort of mental illness into shows? They're not. Okay. Yeah. Because that is one way, when media starts to bring it, bring that a little bit closer, then it's like, oh, that's a bit more normal. I know, I'm seeing on like emojis, they'll have, different types of looks to the emojis so that, it's like if you are a person that's in a wheelchair, then you can, put up yourself in a wheelchair. Like, I know that's trivial, but it's like going, where is it where you can, where it's normalized, where mental health and disabilities are normalized? That's very good.
Yeah. I have a nephew that is special needs, and he's 20. I think he went to school till he was 20, 22, 23, something like that. And he does everything he's supposed to do. You just have to slow down and let him do it.
Right.
And that's one of the things right there. They can do it. You just need to wait on them instead of being impatient.
Yeah.
I agree. You gotta be patient with everybody. In my opinion. Patience is a virtue too.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think the lockdowns. That's one thing that, to me, I feel like it definitely made people have to slow down and take a breath a little bit more often.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that you can kind of go, oh well, that was one teeny tiny good thing. To learn how to be patient with people.
Right.
So
So I did
wow,
says cerebral palsy. Yeah.
that's cool.
My when I was in high school, I guess it's all about giving people a chance. I don't know what his position was. I guess I call him the ID man. He had a stroke, and his whole left side was completely gone, but he will walk still. He will throw his leg up and he'll walk. And he worked in the school, and he slurred when he talked, but he talked to the students and everything. And his job was to take photos of everybody. We had ID cards in school, and that was his job. They gave him a legal job. He got a paycheck and everything because they gave him a chance. He was disabled, but they gave him a chance.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
It's amazing.
And like it was said earlier, there's a lot of people with problems. I laugh at it sometimes myself because I see a lot of people when you go to the store, they're parking the handicap spot. They got the handicap tag and all this other stuff, and they get out and they walk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them as well because I got handicap tags, but folks don't know what my condition is.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So Everyday Life, Nikki from Everyday Life of an OCD Chick, she says, we ended up homeschooling her after the 3rd grade. Oh, my daughter is autistic. When she was in elementary school, she struggled with transitioning from one subject to the next. She wanted to finish the work she started.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's very cool.
I'll see you later, Pescatarian. Thanks for coming in.
Enjoy your dinner.
Question number 2. What role do local support groups and community organizations play in promoting mental well-being?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I think local support groups, you know how I mentioned men's groups, ladies groups coming together and showing support for each other. Right. You know, I did mention there's like growing up, I noticed a lot of women groups, but I didn't notice enough men getting together. The church I was going to, they would have Bible study for the women, but you never saw Bible study for the men. You know, and I'm a cigar aficionado. I love going to cigar shops. And I was talking to a couple of men in the cigar shop, and I'm like, why don't men get together and talk about what they go through? Like a men's weekend or retreat where men go to and talk about mental health or what's going on in their life. What can we do to make it better? Communication. You know, I think they should offer that more. They do that with children. Why not do that with grown people? You know, why can't we start that, a trend?
Yeah.
You know, ladies come together on a weekend out, talk about what's going on at home, you know, ways to improve ourselves, just like men do it too.
Yeah.
Just theory.
Well, let me say a little bit about that. Is due to the fact that us men, we're supposed to be the kings, we're supposed to be the strong one, we're supposed to be the one that carry the whole family burden and all this stuff. Where men, we do what we're supposed to do, but when it comes to certain things, we feel that we can't talk about it. I did a video, well, not a video, but I did a talk a few months ago about men and taking care of their health and stuff. Men don't like going to the doctors. So if they don't like going to the doctors, they most definitely don't want to see no mental health individual.
Therapist. Yeah, you're right.
Right. So that's something that the husband, the wife, the children, their friends, you have to encourage men to do these things. If you don't want to talk to me, go talk to your buddies. Go talk to somebody that can help you. Go talk.
Yes.
Right. Go. It takes a family member or a friend to take. Hey, you don't want to talk to me? Talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the secret that I was going to tell you about. Now, me leaving the military, I had 5 therapists. Unfortunately, they're the ones that left. 2 didn't leave the VA; they went somewhere else. But the thing to it is, I didn't like going to them. What helped me was me getting goats.
Getting ghosted.
It might sound funny.
Nope.
But goats are what helped me.
Mm-hmm.
I would go sit out in the middle of my goats, talk to my goats and everything, and my goats would actually look at me like they understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They act like they understand what I'm saying,
awesome.
and they smile at me, and they act like they're talking to you. Hold up now. But they act they act like they understand what I'm saying, and that actually helped me. Then goats.
Yeah, they're therapeutic animals. Yes.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like
Healing
animals,
goats.
actually, some animals understand emotions
Right.
better than humans do.
Yeah. I've seen one YouTuber, talking about their milk cow, and he said twice a day, whatever I'm dealing with, or if I am dealing with something, some stress or health issues with the family, he said my head is on the side of her, and she has been listening to me twice a day while I milk her. And and then she's like, it's the best therapist, so it's like, yeah, get your animals definitely bring in healing. My particular church, we do have, they only do a men's meeting once a month. And right now, just this past weekend, there was a men's retreat, and this one is from what I've heard, there is quite a lot of in-depth, heart to heart sharing. Especially, it would be, as the younger men come in, the older men, they kind of zero in and go, okay, there's one I want to go talk to. There's one I want to go talk to, and try to make those connections, because of the fact that there's such a stigma of, hey, I've got it all together and I'm good, that sort of thing.
Yep.
So it is, I think that's, the churches should definitely have programs for all different, groups of people, not just for the women and their Bible studies and stuff like that. We also have, I think it's like, I haven't been able to get it myself into one yet, but it's almost like a home group. And again, they end up being groups of people, so that you're making other connections out with the people, not just on a church day. You're actually, and that's where you get to know people, you get to know their struggles and whatever. And it's like, that's great in the church, but you go, okay, what do people do that don't belong to a community church or something like that? Mm-hmm. That's good.
So
local support groups and community organizations play a vital role in promoting mental well-being. They provide safe spaces for individuals to share experiences and connect with others facing similar challenges. These groups offer peer support, reducing feelings of isolation and normalizing mental health discussions. Community organizations often provide education and resources to increase mental health literacy. They may organize workshops, seminars, and awareness campaigns to help community members recognize signs of mental health issues and learn coping strategies. Many local groups offer free or low-cost counseling services, making mental health support more accessible. They can serve as a bridge between individuals and professional mental health services, providing referrals and guidance. Community organizations also advocate for better mental health policies and resources at the local level. By adapting to a sense of belonging and community engagement, these groups contribute to overall mental well-being and resilience within the population they serve. UP out.
Okay.
That's good.
My granddaughter is in a wheelchair and is challenged in several ways. I also have a grandchild with autism, and it is important to give the care and support they need. Yes, it is. Don't hurt the harvest. Thank you. And that's one of the things right there is we have to have what a good word for it. We have to have the programs to actually help everybody. The program, mental programs, community programs, finances to help people all the way around.
So where I go is a community service provider. So because I struggle with a lot of mental health issues. I have a therapist, a caseworker, and a psychiatrist every 3 to 6 months. But I go to therapy every 2 weeks. And I tell people, you know, in some cases, you know, therapy is very hard. It is. But at least give it a try. So, but they did. Riverbend, the company that I go to see a therapist, they started the community service program. They started it because the community didn't have anything to offer. So Riverbend decided to create this community service for people who can't afford it or are struggling in general. So now what they do is they offer programs, you know, and help people get the assistance they need.
That's very cool. I was just going to say, very courageous of you, Eddie, to take on, your own health and to stay the course, and not to just, again, where, if a man is looking at his mental health, that makes him weak. It's like, no, what you're doing is just showing such strength and such courage to actually step into those things. So I just wanted to commend you on that. So.
Right.
Thank you, Diva. Thank you. That's what's wild. I'm gonna bounce away from this question for a second. Is that all right, Zach? Okay. All right. So I come from the true crime community, and I wanted to start a channel, and I didn't know what to talk about. And I'm like, well, I could talk about my struggle in life. So I started All Things Series talking about mental health. And then I realized how good my channel was doing, helping other people. So now I focus my channel on the community, people around me. If you come in and you're struggling with something, I put my focus on you, and we talk through it. And we figured out ways to improve the situation you're in by communication.
That's so cool.
Yes, it is.
That's awesome. So, there's another thing. It's like you're helping, within your own self, which, it just, trickles down, and then now you're helping others, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's like, that story about saving the starfish, and there's so many starfish on the beach, and and the kid is going, Grandpa, you're not going to be able to, or whoever he was talking to, you're not going to save me. But it's like, but I made a difference for this one starfish. Into the ocean it goes. I made a difference for this one. Maybe can't help them all, but each one I can throw into the ocean. One more I can help. That's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Sort of like the each one teach one, each one help one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I try to bring up people, professionals or people who have a story to come up and share it. I tried to bring all different people from all different walks of life.
Right.
That's beautiful. Oh yeah, the ripple effect. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, the ripple effect.
Mm-hmm. It's cool.
So you want us to move on to the third question?
Whenever he put his head down, he's
Question number 3. How can schools and workplaces better accommodate and support individuals dealing with mental health challenges?
Well, I went over this question with you. I think better training in these atmospheres, because if you don't understand mental health, you're not going to see it.
right.
If you don't understand what somebody's going through, like just basics, communicating with your students, or you're in the buddy, you should be able to read their body. You should be able to read their eyes. You should be able to sense if they're struggling with something. And if they are, find out. Ask them. It's hard to explain because I'm a people person, and I can sense when somebody's going through something. I really can. I can read it on them. So I shake their hand or whatever, and I bring them in for a hug, and I give them a hug, and I tell them, right there, if you're ever going through anything, I got you. And I think more training, in the mental health field with these teachers and a lot of these companies would do better to see signs of their employees or students that are going through something.
Right.
Because they say leave home at home and work at work. And in some cases, that's very difficult to do. It's very difficult. If you're having issues with your relationship, when you go to work, those issues with your relationship are still going to be there.
Right. You don't bring it to work.
Yes, which is difficult. It's very difficult. Anybody will tell you that. And I'm not meaning that in a humor way. I'm meaning that in a serious way, But understanding mental health is very important. Is very important to me.
I was looking up this. I was going through these questions I was looking up too, and I saw something that actually meant a lot to me because it told me a lot. And it's just going with the one words: identify, establish, create, cooperate, promote, rebuild, balance, provide, promote, and consider. That's for all. That right there will be for all those that are school and work. Those that identify, provide support to the youth, a high risk of significant stress or trauma, establish school-based health center community partnership with mental health providers, create health and support school climate, incorporate a social and emotional learning into the core curriculum. That's just some. Everybody, not talking about the adults and working, but just talking about the school. We don't. You go to school and you don't think about kids having problems.
Oh, yeah.
And children can hide it just like adults can. They be in
Mm-hmm.
school, they're enjoying themselves, they're playing, laughing, doing everything. But as soon as they get on that bus or get off that bus, the hard times hits again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to try to identify the kids, and the teachers ought to have a class. They ought to have some education on special kids, special need children, and everything, that they can, before they start saying he's a troublemaker, he's a problem child,
Mm-hmm.
realize why he's a problem child.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kids that just need attention, and there's some kids that actually have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In some places, it could be the home, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Places it could be the home, how we act out. It could be a learned behavior that could be changed.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I have one of my dearest friends. She is a counselor in an elementary school, and so I don't know how it is in Canada compared to what you guys have there, but knowing how she deals with things, there is actual training that she receives, like when they do their professional development days. Kids get the day off, and then she goes and takes different classes and courses throughout the school year of new things that they need to, kind of look at and address. She takes her job pretty seriously, but I can't speak for the rest of Canada or rest of other schools, and what their experiences are. And she does deal with things where you go, this child is definitely has some issues at home. And so then, depending on how she does her counseling, because these are just elementary kids, there'll be different ways of, she says we'd play in the sandbox, and that's usually where gets the kids talking and opening up to her. And she's got a real tender heart as well. But I can't speak for the rest of schools in Canada here.
Right.
But there is stuff out there. Yeah. Hey, April Showers.
Yeah, April Showers.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, April Showers?
10.5 stress was
Schools and workplaces can implement several strategies to better support individuals facing mental health challenges. They can provide education and awareness programs to reduce stigma and increase understanding among students, employees, and leadership. Offering flexible schedules or remote work options can help those who may struggle with traditional environments. Establishing clear policies and procedures for requesting accommodations can make it easier for individuals to seek help. Creating dedicated quiet spaces or relaxation areas can provide a refuge for those experiencing anxiety or overstimulation. Schools and workplaces can also partner with mental health professionals to offer on-site counseling services or referrals to external resources.
See you later, Grammy Journey.
Bye-bye.
Training staff and managers in mental health first aid can equip them to recognize signs of distress and respond appropriately. Promoting a culture of open communication and empathy can encourage individuals to speak up about their needs without fear of judgment or repercussions. Regularly reviewing and updating mental health policies can ensure ongoing support as needs evolve. By prioritizing mental health accommodations, schools and workplaces can foster a more inclusive and supportive environment for all. UP out.
That's good.
You said a lot, Zach.
Yes.
I think in the schools, I know we're supposed to be done that topic, but I think it's really tough there because I know in my former town, my niece's stepchildren, the things that when she gets home, it makes her panic, because you've got some kids who are going, I'm going to identify as a cat, and so then they need to bring in litter boxes for me, and you have this stuff going on, which is just outrageous, and you've got a teacher trying to go, okay, I have to let that child act like it's a cat, but I want to teach math, and I need to do, and it's like there's just such chaos within the education system.
There is.
Yeah, I love the land. Marty from Love the Land Homestead, she said training is very important to recognize and support when needed with kids. Absolutely. Absolutely.
American people.
Yeah, it's a tough topic, and it's a tough
Question number 4. What are some ways to improve access to mental health resources, especially for underserved populations within a community?
That's a really good question. I will tell you this. It was very difficult when I was younger, growing up, to get services, because growing up, I had nothing wrong with me. But I thought I didn't. I don't know. It's because they don't have outreach programs for people in certain areas of the population. That, or they're afraid of those type of people in that population. I don't know. I don't know. I really can't answer that question. I don't know.
Well,
that's a good question.
As they need access to health insurance, and all types of insurance they know that the bill will be paid, therefore they can actually get the help that they need instead of struggling on their own. Because there's a lot of people out trying to get help but can't get help because there's a greedy doctor somewhere that's want to give you a $10,000 bill for 30 seconds of their time.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
need to open up the insurance for the people to get the help that they need. If you have a disability, you should be able to get some kind of health insurance or whatever to cover that purpose, that you can get the help that you need.
Yeah. So would that help by asking questions, like, for people to go and say, is there something, can there be, like, where you start, lobbying and asking these questions to go, is there, and can there be, that would be, because how else can you bridge that gap of these people need help. These people need that support for whatever they're dealing with. It's different in Canada because we have free health insurance.
That's one of the things that get me right there. All these other nations, you get sick, you ain't got to worry about paying for it. Here, that's one of the reasons folks don't want to go to the doctor, because even if I go get a Band-Aid on my finger, that might cost me $200 and something just for a Band-Aid.
Yeah. And for certain services, we do still have to pay, but also, we pay we get free, but we pay a lot in taxes. And you go, I don't know that this healthcare is free, because I think I pay a lot in my taxes to the government. So
I was gonna read the statement that Nicole wrote. Sometimes I think there's help available, but difficult to find or not widely known. Making resources more known would be a start.
Yes.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. That's very good.
Sorry for interrupting. Sorry.
No
No.
problem. What's up, GT?
Hey, GT. Oh, there's Storms.
How you doing, Storm? Who is the other person? The guy at top, that's the unique prepper. And on the bottom is, what is it again? What is it, Ed?
All things serious.
All things serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about mental health and
Improving access to mental health resources for underserved populations requires a multifaceted approach. Communities can establish mobile mental health clinics that travel to remote or underserved areas. Telemedicine services can be expanded to provide virtual consultations and therapy sessions, reducing barriers related to transportation and mobility. Offering mental health services in multiple languages and providing culturally competent care can help reach diverse populations. Implementing sliding scale fee structures or free services for low-income individuals can make treatment more affordable. Partnering with community organizations, religious institutions, and schools can help identify those in need and provide convenient access points for services. Training community members as mental health advocates or peer support specialists can increase awareness and provide initial support.
Yes.
Not done.
Integrating mental health screenings into primary care settings can help identify issues early and connect individuals with appropriate resources. Developing public awareness campaigns can educate community members about available services and reduce stigma surrounding mental health treatment. Creating support groups tailored to specific populations, such as military, veterans, or depression/anxiety coping, can provide targeted assistance. Establishing mental health crisis hotlines with 24/7 availability can offer immediate support during emergencies. UP out.
That's cool.
Now, if we started implementing a lot of those programs, things would be easier.
Yes. But like I said, the programs that they do have, if it was widely known, it wouldn't be so hard. But they got a lot of programs that they don't put out in the open for everybody to know about.
Yeah.
So when we start looking for certain programs, it gives you a headache because you got to, especially if you're on the computer, you got to keep looking up stuff and looking until you finally meet with somebody else. Oh, you can go to this place, go to that place.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a needle in a haystack. Yeah, I agree with you, Shawnee. Yeah. Get yourself some goats. Just get some goats. I don't know. I don't think Marty from Love the Land Every Day. I don't know if her post came up, but she said she's gonna get a T-shirt. Just want to see if I can find it here on mine.
You get a goat.
Yeah. Well, that should be. Got mental problems. Get a goat. Got to go to get a goat. No, hers was about chickens, which I'm a chicken girl. So, I lost it again.
No, my chickens didn't listen that good. They were busy trying to eat something.
Oh, she said, I'm going to make a T-shirt that says "Chickens are cheap therapy." That's a good one. Yeah.
Actually, all animals seem to be cheap, even though that dog costs $2,000. It's still cheaper than the therapy.
Yeah. Well, and they're available 24/7, right?
Right.
They're always available.
I believe. I think I saw a video where a girl had a seizure, an epileptic seizure, and the dog was her comfort, and he came there and he comforted her, and he would not leave her side until she came back to.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, animals don't judge either. Correct.
Mhm.
But they do
Yeah.
know if you like them or not. Animals
only
do
bad-
know if you like them or not.
But look at it this way: you get that chicken for your therapy, but now if it's me and I'm talking that chicken is going to be very resourceful to me because when I done told them all my secrets, I'm going to eat them. I keep the goat. I keep the goat. If community
If a
groups became more very
group-
structured, it is a big money maker for the organization. It can put off a lot of people. Drop in clubhouse works well, but it's hard to maintain financially.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the person that in your country that just, I don't know, collected $80 billion, that $80 billion could go to these kinds of community programs. That could go super far, don't you think? It's like, wow, what are you going to do with that money? You could actually help your country. Take
Yeah.
that 80 billion and go help some people.
Yep.
Go change
That's
your
it.
Yep.
country. You don't
Right.
need it to campaign. Sorry. It's not even
I
the
understand,
country,
I understand that one. I understand that one.
but it's like, oh, yeah. There's people who have way too much money, and it's like, I'm sorry, you don't need to, have that kind of retirement fund for your life. There's people here that have worked hard and they need that support.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Okay.
There's a fella that buying up everything. He brought some stuff here. Not too
Question
far
number
from
5. How does addressing mental health at the community level contribute to overall public health and social cohesion?
There's a lot.
Hmm.
Like I was saying before, instead of, we don't always have to seek out medical professionals, because just talking to a friend or even a stranger can make whatever you're going through go away sometimes. Because depression is not always permanent. In a lot of cases, it's temporary, So just communication, is important. So it says how distressing mental health at a community level contribute to overall public health. Just offering the service will change the overall mental health within the community. I don't think a lot of communities offer services for mental health. Where I live, they're actually the mental hospital is actually getting smaller because people don't want to get into that field because it doesn't pay well.
Right.
If we started paying people what their value is, you'll get people that want to do it.
That's true.
You have teachers out there that love doing it, but a lot of people, they find other careers because it's a struggle to survive in today's atmosphere with what teachers get paid right now. They struggle. I think you get a lot of teachers who don't care about their job because their pay's not there.
Right.
Just like in mental health, people would take more pride in their career if the pay was there. Some people do it because they love it. Some people do it for the pay. Some people do it is because they want to help people. But I think if you gave them decent pay, they would probably go out of their way and do more.
Yes, they would.
My opinion.
Yeah.
I agree.
If I was a therapist and, the better you get paid, the happier you are, the more you're going to want to do your work.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I agree
Good
with
one.
Cindy Rhodes. I
Mhm.
agree when a community support group is not in a medical facility.
Mhm.
That is so true. That is so
Mhm.
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been into 2 psych hospitals in my lifetime in 13 years. No shame in it, because nobody put me there but myself. And I think if you're at the wit's end in your life and you know it, do something about it and get help.
Mhm.
That's a fact.
I was an alcoholic for 13 years. Well, 15. Been sober 13, almost 14. Okay. Yeah, I was an alcoholic for a long time, and I used it as a coping mechanism, to deal with what I was going through. Now that I'm
Mhm.
sober, I lean on people. I do. I lean on a lot more than, the average person. I lean on my community, and lately my community hasn't been there. So that's the reason why I'm moving. I'm moving back to
Mm.
Florida. I live in New Hampshire right now, but I'm moving back to Florida. So I have people to lean on there back home.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Tell
Having a
tell the
community is what's important.
Mhm.
tell the truth. You're just getting tired of that cold weather. That's why you're going back to Florida.
Mm.
Yes, I'm getting tired of it because I'm a shorts and t-shirt guy.
That's good.
No, but I have a community that I can lean on to down there. I really do.
Yeah.
So thank you, Osmond Holistic. Sobriety is strong. It is
Right,
very strong.
that's a good thing, having somebody to talk to. Sometimes, like I said, it's not always getting an answer back, but just having someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that does wonders for you. Just having somebody
Absolutely.
to talk to.
Mhm. I agree.
And
That was. Go ahead.
worst thing you can say to somebody is get over it. That's the worst thing you can say to somebody is get over it.
Yeah.
Especially when they don't know the real circumstances.
Right.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
All right,
agreeing.
go ahead,
So-
Jay. Or whoever's next. Go ahead. I'm
Dave,
sorry.
Go ahead, Dave.
yeah. Well, because it's like everybody's said everything, but I agree in this thing where just having someone to talk to, that you can talk to. And one of the things for me is that when I really I'll be spiraling out of control in my head, and I got all these things, and usually as soon as I say it out loud, whether it is to just the air itself or to someone, I go, oh my gosh, how illogical was all of my thoughts just now? Like in my head, as I'm thinking it made full sense, 100%. It was like, yeah, that seems totally, yeah, whatever's going in. And I'm just, tormenting myself. But as soon as I say it out loud, you go, okay, that did not how is it making sense in my brain silently? But as soon as I say it out loud to someone or to the air, you go, okay, that was absolutely stupid. You need to just put that aside, Maureen, and let it go. You need to just okay, you're not even sane right now. It's not logical. Now you're beating yourself up about that, let that go. So not to get over it.
But you feel better once you did get it out.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so the whole point is you need to talk. You need to find somebody that you trust to talk to, that you can air your dirty laundry, and they will, when you're celebrating, you're going, great, things are happening, and they go, great. And when you're sharing the garbage and the crazy, they go, I'm still with you, no matter what. So
that's a fact.
So So that's my thing is I just know if that's what helps to keep me somewhat sane. There's other stuff that's on a deeper level that that does need to have feedback from. But just when I get out my crazy thoughts, that you go, okay, that didn't even make sense. Why are you freaking out about that? That didn't even make sense. So
Right.
that's Marine sometimes.
And that's one of the reasons you have men won't speak, because if you have a mate and you see your mate losing it, you come second to them. Let me restate that. Me, if I see my wife losing it, whatever, if I have a problem, I'm gonna have to push mine to the rear end to take care of that situation.
Yeah.
And it might be 2 or 3 weeks later, then I take care of my problem. But when I see the family members losing it, whatever, that's my problem that I have to take care of right then.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Watched a video the other day, yesterday on my channel, talking about relationships and mental health. I played a video of a guy talking about how a lot of us men open up to our partner. In a lot of cases, and this can happen both ways, where our partner takes what we've opened up to him about and uses it as a weapon.
Yeah.
You know what?
And I think that's the reason why a lot of us are afraid to communicate, is because we don't want to use what we've talked about as a weapon against us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And once we know that where we're at in life is a safe place to communicate, then we tend to be more open.
Yeah. That's hard. Well, that's not something where, trust isn't just like, easily, created. Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's earned.
Yes. And if you have a slip up, well, it's like, okay, how far back do you go before they earn it again?
Right.
So that's a tough one.
I'm going to speak from 38 years. September be 39.
Woohoo!
So when it comes to that, and your mate or your spouse use it against you, that just comes to the point. Are we married because we love each other, or are we married just to be married? Or do we just keep going with each other? I don't have no worries as long as I'm here. But if I leave or whatever, I don't have no place to go, or whatever the situation may be. It's just that depending on what the situation is, I can see where the wife or the husband may hold something against you, but it's nothing that will disrupt the marriage or the mind. It'd be something minor, but nothing major.
Yeah.
Because that woman in there, I love her. And out of 38 years, she may have done some things that I didn't approve of, but there's nothing that I'm going to bring back to her remembrance, because love cover a multiple of faults.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And just to say, I am in the ministry. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pastor Jakes. Yeah, no, I agree that it's like it's you go, okay, if that's how your partner treats you, your spouse treats you, it's like that's when you go, okay, then maybe this is not working, because you're not dealing with your mental health and I'm not dealing with my mental health, and then you're actually attacking me with your stuff. That's where, like you said, it's like, are we staying married to be married, or are we staying married because of that more than just that commitment, and or are we staying just because it's a commitment? because that's the right thing to do.
That's
a
right,
tough one.
Nicole.
Mm. Yeah,
And
yeah,
just to let you know too, like I tell you before, I trust God. I trust God in my marriage as well.
yes, yeah. I was doing a gig and there was a couple, and I think they were probably around the same, um, you know, had been married that long, and so I said, it was their anniversary, so I was going to sing them some anniversary tunes, and I said, so what has helped you guys to stay together that long? And she yells out, she goes, "We take separate vacations." It's like, that's it. Separate vacations helps your marriage. Of course, she's just joking, but you go, okay, so now I know for the future. Take separate
But we
vacations.
do. She go to
Yeah.
Chicago. I don't want to go to Chicago, so I let her go by herself.
Yeah, and there is in that it's not just taking separate vacations. It's I respect you, who you are, and what you want to do. And I go here. Now, if you ask me to come because it's super important to you, then sure, I'll join. But if I don't need to, it's like, bless you and have a wonderful time doing whatever you're doing. That's
Yes.
beautiful.
And
That's
I will
beautiful.
talk to you every night.
Exactly. Have to say our goodnights.
That's it.
Yeah, that's important. So,
Addressing mental health at the community level has far-reaching benefits for public health and social cohesion. It creates an environment where individuals feel supported and understood, reducing isolation and promoting a sense of belonging. This collective approach helps normalize conversations about mental health, reducing stigma and encouraging people to seek help when needed. Early intervention and support can prevent more serious mental health issues from developing, potentially reducing the burden on healthcare systems. Communities that prioritize mental health often see improvements in overall well-being, productivity, and quality of life for their residents. Strong mental health support networks can lead to decreased rates of substance abuse, crime, and homelessness. Fostering empathy and understanding around mental health issues strengthens social bonds and promotes a more inclusive society. Communities that invest in mental health resources often experience economic benefits through reduced healthcare costs and increased workforce productivity. By addressing mental health collectively, communities can create a ripple effect of positive change, improving resilience and fostering a more compassionate, connected society. UP out.
Yes.
Amen and amen and amen.
Amen.
That was a strong
Good
statement,
job.
Zach.
Yeah, it's excellent.
I got a fly that done creeped in here.
Any final thoughts on today's discussion, guys?
Me personally, mental health is very important. And yes, we need to get the community, we need to get some of everybody involved, that nobody's left behind concerning mental health as well.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah,
Totally agree.
I agree.
Letting people know that they're not alone.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
That's very important. You are not alone.
Yes.
And I think letting people know that they're not alone, when somebody hears that, publicly hears that, makes them think.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Zach. It's and disable field. LGG
My
said,
final thoughts are taking care of our mental health is not a luxury, but a necessity. Just as we nurture our physical well-being, we must tend to our emotional and psychological needs. Prioritizing mental health allows us to build resilience, foster healthier relationships, and lead more fulfilling lives. It empowers us to face life's challenges with greater strength and clarity.
Mhm.
Remember, seeking help is a sign of courage, not weakness.
That's right.
By openly addressing mental health, we can break down stigma, promote understanding, and create a more compassionate society for all. Your mental well-being matters. Make it a priority today and every day. With
Mhm.
this, thank you for coming and joining us today. I love you all. As the
Yes.
heart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. Psalm 42, 1 KJV.
Beautiful. Thank
Yes.
you.
And I'd like to thank everybody that came in tonight on my channel. Thank you very much for coming in. And if you haven't subscribed to Zach, what's holding you up?
Exactly.
What's
Yeah,
holding
I
you up?
too want to thank everybody that from my channel that joined in, and your comments are, again, I love my community of people. Like, I glean a lot of wisdom from them, and so even watching some of the things that they put into the chat, it was like, I glean more wisdom. So thank you all for coming and hanging out here as well. And for you, Zach, for having me on your channel. I really do appreciate
Yes.
it. And for meeting you, Eddie. This is my first time to meet you. So lovely
Oh
to
yes.
get to know you as well.
Right. First time meeting you, Eddie. And Zach, I've been knowing you for a good while.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and Miss Diva,
I
yes.
usually pop in
Obviously,
this.
I know you.
Zach,
Yes, you do.
me and Zach usually pop into each other's channel here and there.
Mhm.
We talk
Cool.
on Discord.
Cool.
Yeah, Zach is a very big inspiration.
Yes, he is.
Mhm. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And I want to thank my community for coming in and joining this channel too, and joining this live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And if you join my channel, I will get there. I don't rush and do nothing, but I will get there. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is my,
I
let me see.
think that's it.
This is my first time here. I will definitely subscribe to all these new channels. I enjoyed the conversation from LGG Love.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hey community, Unique Prepping has partnered up with Hunter Brothers Coffee. It's a veteran-owned coffee company out of Pennsylvania. They sell across the world, and have light, medium, dark roasts, ground or whole beans, and even flavored coffee. If you like to order coffee, use my link in the description of this video or go to my link tree. At checkout you'll get a 9% discount. Order you some coffee and help support veterans in need and help get service dogs as well. Thank you, and let's help our veterans since they helped keep our country safe.